Some time ago, this area was bustling with sounds of machinery working, people speaking and shouting, freight trains coming and going. Thousands of workers earned their wages here, but the war put an end to that. Production facilities were destroyed, machines were stopped, and train rolling stock was abandoned on their tracks. As you might have guessed, today we're speaking about the location called Abandoned Factory. Created with mixed battles in mind, this map has one of the steepest learning curves in the game. There are many avenues of approach to every zone, which makes every capture attempt a lethally dangerous game of cat and mouse. Not to mention the pilots eager to jump at every opportunity to destroy a tank or two. How can you play here? And, more importantly, what should you know to win? This is the classic layout for domination. There are 3 capture zones, A, B, and C. 2 spawn points on each side of the map, and airfields. Let's start with Zone A. This position is the one closest to the river. It can be very intimidating to an inexperienced player, as there are countless ways to approach it. The enemy can come from the river side, they can hide in between loading platforms, and there are always a few light tanks snooping around storage tanks. All in all, not the best place to find yourself in if you're driving an SP gun, or any vehicle with slow turret traverse. Even in this labyrinth, though, there are still a few popular routes. The first goes along the river bank. On one hand, here you are very vulnerable to any attacks coming from above, but most tankers go through here at the very start of the match, when pilots and their aircraft are still a distant threat. The idea is simple: to flank anyone who dares to try to cap Zone A. Big coal heaps and storage tanks make for pretty good cover. But unlike buildings, coal heaps are not, we repeat, are not impassable obstacles for many vehicles. Take a gander at this RU-251. Just watch him go. That's why you should always be extra careful. Make good use of your binoculars. The second semi-reliable way to get into A is to move along the G line on a medium or heavy tank under the cover of smoke screens. After that, capturing the hangar zone should be a piece of cake. We start moving to Zone B, and almost immediately in front of us there is a huge open area littered with concrete pipes. They can provide some cover at a pinch, but we strongly advise against crossing this open area, especially in a straight line. If there is no other option, you're losing tickets and every second counts. Well, have your trusty binoculars at hand and pray. Okay, let's say there was no enemy contact on the way and you made it to B. With only a couple of storage tanks in the center of the otherwise completely open area, it is literally a good old kill zone. While you're still here, you're also exposed to fire coming from both A and C. Yes! It's certainly not easy to find cover here, but there is always a way. Take a look. Do you see this storage tank? If you cling to it, it'll protect you from shots coming from Zone C. Not much, sure, but better than nothing. One more thing. Before you go into full assault mode, make sure that there are no enemy vehicles hiding between storage tanks. It's a very popular spot. After all, you can shoot at both defenders and attackers from here. Now let's talk about the last, and probably the most important, Zone C. It is slightly elevated above its surroundings and surrounded by 3 big and 5 smaller production facilities, each of which can be a hiding spot for your enemy. You should always be aware of all the various avenues of approach. Often, players move round the facilities along the fence. This way, they can come at their enemy from the flank or even from the rear. If you're playing here, always try to track all enemy movement inside production facilities. Yeah, chances are you won't be able to land a shot, but knowing where the enemy is half the battle. Also, remember, if you're fighting around Zone C, you have to make do without air support. What tactics and strategies do you use on this map? Share your knowledge in the comments below.